Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Summer Cup. The Summer Cup is going to be available for 1 week, only allowing you to run a normal, fire, grass, electric and bug type Pokemon. So this is going to be an interesting meta, and we're going to take a look here at 10 top teams. I think most of them have buffed Pokemon in there. I'm not too sure. Maybe even all of them. I'm not too sure. It wasn't my goal. I just wanted to take a look at the best teams here. And so, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, help me out a ton. And let's take a look here at the teams that you may want to run when this league is going to be available a little bit later today. So, let's take a look here at team number 1. We're going to have the shadow version of that Kingdra. Kingdra got buffed quite significantly this season. Same goes for Dartrix, which got access to Peck. Peck got buffed. And Seedbomb, which got buffed as well. Kinda. A little bit less damage, but less energy as well, which is kind of more ideal because you're going to have better pacing. But anyway, this is going to be a very strong team here that is going to allow you, to get quite some nice results. The only real weakness here is, I guess, Victory Bell, which can deal quite well with all of the Pokemon. It's not the worst though for example, also our Dartrix, which just do super effective fast move pressure. So at the end of the day, it's not the worst. You're going to still do some solid damage with the Mud Bomb from the Stunfisk. You're still going to be able to do some solid damage with the Dragon Breath and Swift from the Kingdra. So even then, there's not really a big difference there. There's not really a big answer to this team. Everything is kind of doable, and this is also kind of the idea behind this team, by the way, is that you kind of want to play out the lead matchup and then try to align yourself later on with the Pokemon they have in the back. If you need to say swap the Dartrix. I think it's going to be the best Pokemon to say swap for you, but generally the idea is to win lead and then try to align yourself with the backline. So, taking a look at team number 2, we're going to have a team around Forretress, the Kingdra, as well as the Gastrodon. We're going to have more of an ABB style line here, but also not really, because Kingdra and the Gastrodon really doesn't have anything in common, like really, other than having the part water typing, but there is no weaknesses that they share. Like, there's not the fairy type weakness that, for example, Kingdra has, or the dragon type weakness that Kingdra has, that Forretress can deal with. Gastrodon going to be weak against Pokemon like, well, grass types, that's all. Kingdras are neutral against them. So, you see here already, Forretress is actually really good for the backline though. We don't have the same resistances that they have in common, in fire being something that they really can deal with well, which the Forretress really needs to have something to cover up with. Funny enough, apparently the Tornado is called here as a good anti-Pokemon for this team, which I just doubt it actually is. So yeah, it actually says here as well, like I don't know why this came up for me. But yeah, generally this team is amazing. This team is looking quite nice. This is going to be a solid team to run. The lead and the backline is going to be totally alright with each other. And yeah, it is a very strong team. Run it, play it, it's going to be good. Run your Shadow Kingdra. Shadow Kingdra is going to be worth it. It's going to be a very good team to run. And so generally we can move on to the next team already, where we will have the Dedenne. The Dedenne is really good. This is actually a team without buffs, unless you're going to run the backline here of the Magnezone. Here we see a team which is not just with buff Pokemon, so here you go. I didn't just go for buffs and be like, yeah, let's play that. There are a lot of buffs in the teams because the meta really shifted a lot, which is cool, but it's not that I intentionally just went for like those Pokemon. This is a team with Pokemon that didn't get buffed directly. And they're really, really good together. Like, the only real weakness here is going to be that Venusaur, which I guess you're still alright with the Diggersby, because it's still going to be able to go for Fire Punch Quick Attack, which is going to do a lot. You don't have to have Shadow Diggersby here right away. I think it's kind of cool for that specific matchup, because you do a little bit more damage, because you outspeed them anyway in the neutral matchups. But it's not needed. You don't need to have Shadow Diggersby. I think it's just a cool Pokemon to have here. But yeah, we can now move on already to the next team. This is a very, very solid team to run, in my opinion. And we can just move over now to the team number 4, where we will face a Pokemon that you maybe don't really expect in a video like this, but also got buffed, which is going to be Crustle. It's actually a triple buff team. Crustle got buffed with Rock Wrecker being added onto it, Gastrodon got buffed with Body Slam as well as the Water Pulse, and Dartrix got buffed with Peck and Seed Bomb. And this team honestly is really, really strong. Honestly, again, I don't really feel like that the Magnezone is a real weakness. There is not really a real weakness for this team. There's no Pokemon that completely destroys it. Magnezone is just very good against the backline. You have to be careful that your lead is going to survive. Crustle is supposed to be your safe up here. But yeah, Dartrix in the back is alright here as well if you want to use it as a safe swap. Depends on what you face in the lead. If it's going to be like a flying type where you really need Crustle, then of course rather go into the safe swap of the Dartrix. But any other way, it just makes more sense to play it like this. And we can move on now to the next team, where we will going to have here the Empoleon. Empoleon is going to be a very strong Pokemon in any kind of meta in this upcoming season. It's so worth it to have. So yeah, of course we're going to have to take a look at how to play this one here and what you want to play with it. You're going to have that clear weakness to ground type Pokemon, which you kind of want to cover up here. And that's why you're going to have here the Victreebel as well as the Venusaur. I think they're really nice together here. I think they make like a really nice backline there generally. Of course, you have to kind of have it played as an ABB style line. You kind of want to have the saves up there of that Victreebel if you can. You kind of want to go ahead and try your best with the Venusaur as a closer, and you kind of really need to keep your Empoleon alive in order for this team to work, because you need Empoleon in order to deal with most of the Dragon type Pokemon, unless you're going to take a look here at that Kingdra. The Kingdra is going to be alright, but yeah, the cool thing about this team here as well, of course, is that the backline is going to be able to resist the fire typing, which also you're going to be weak to with your lead. Moving on, we're going to have here the Hisuian decidueye, which is most likely Pokemon that you wouldn't really expect in a video like this. But this Pokemon actually got buffed quite significantly, as we're going to have here now the Psycho Cut, Trailblaze, and the Aura Sphere. This is going to be a very cool moveset for this Pokemon. And yeah, it works very well with Crustle together. Of course, you have the double weakness to flying type, and that's why we have two Pokemon in the back that can answer any kind of flying type, like the Dartrix. But anything else you're going to be able to kind of beat. Like, it's a really, really strong Pokemon. Like, look at the win rate of this Pokemon. It can beat nearly everything because Aura Sphere is so incredibly fast. And that is such a cool thing. I like this Pokemon. I like this team. I think this team is amazing. Even like the weaknesses, I guess like Tentacruel is like the biggest weakness for this team. Like, absolutely. But the rest looks really fine. Like, even the Jellicent, like, Ulita should be alright here with that Trailblaze. Our Rock Wrecker is going to do a lot of damage there as well. So yeah, let's move on to team number 7. Team number 7 is going to be more of an ABB style line for sure. We're going to have a core that I just like to use. Like, honestly, I think that is a great way of using that core. I think it is, yeah, basically the perfect kind of way. We have the Gastrodon here, and we're going to have also that, yeah, what's it called? That Drill Run user there, the Firo. Firo Drill Run is going to be absolutely amazing. Use Drill Peck, don't do it like I did, where I decided to go ahead and go not for that move. I decided to go ahead and go for the Fly instead, and that wasn't really a smart idea. You have a double Drill Peck team, and with that, we are going to be in a very solid position here, as Credilli is the only real weakness of this team. The rest is going to be totally fine, and this is going to be perfect. This is going to be a very, very solid one here, team number 7, and we can move on to team number 8. Which is going to be great. We're going to have Diggersby here. Diggersby, we have the Kingdra, which apparently is the only weakness, and toxapex in the back. Wouldn't really say that this is even a weakness. This is most likely the most bulkiest, best team that you can run in order to play with the current meta. I could even see that in this team, especially, you might want to go for the Octazooka over the Swift in order to even make it more annoying to deal with. But this is kind of like the ABC style line that you kind of want to run, where you're going to have the Diggersby toxapex core, which has been dominating recent metas as well, like a few seasons ago, to be fair. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely fantastic and going to be a core that you really want to run. Again, it's very toxic. It's like very, very bulky. You almost say not going to have enjoyable games for the opponents there, but I think that's mostly not your target, and this is absolutely a fantastic team to run. Would really recommend you to give it a try. Final team here is a little bit more for fun, of course. We are going to have here the Ursaring. We're going to have the Credilli. And this is going to be perfectly fine as well, as we're going to have here as well. The Credilli as a safe up and the Araconite in the back. We don't have only really the weakness against the Forretress, in my opinion, because Forretress is going to be good against backline and it can resist. I mean, it resists Swift, those comments still going to hurt. But here we can have again a similar play that we had in the first team. We kind of want to play our lead out, because actually Ursaring is really cool in that meta, having a lot of play against a lot of Pokemon, the damage output that you have. Swift is going to be a very strong move on this thing, so you're going to be alright. And I see already that I think this is the wrong graphic here on the middle. I think that's against the normal meta, but it is what it is. Yeah, sorry about that. We can move on though. Okay, sorry, I just had to correct the graphics here in the middle as well. This is now against the actual meta, and you see already on how strong this team actually looks. Like, it's a really, really cool team. I think it's a team that should be a lot of fun as well to run. And yeah, we can move on to the final team for today, which is going to be the Stunfisk, the Ferret, and also the Araconite. This is going to be a very fun team to run. I think it's going to be a great team to run. Stunfisk is going to be just a very, very nice neutral Pokemon. You kind of want to get something that can deal with the grass types, which you're going to have here. in that Araquanid, and third is just going to be a very safe Pokemon. But I want to give a shout out here as well to Oranguru. Oranguru is going to be such a good Pokemon in the upcoming meta as like a very, very nice neutral Pokemon that's going to be for all of the metas because of the confusion buff. Oranguru is going to be super, super good. So definitely, yeah, you should give this Pokemon a try. I think this is going to be a Pokemon that is going to be a bit underrated for the season. But it's going to be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like, and yeah, hopefully this helped you a little bit. See you then. Bye bye.